Greetings everyone, please give a moment to make sure everything's set on up. Looks like Rumble is going, Twitch is going, Twitter is going, and Kick is going. Looks like everything's online. Let's see. Disable the preview to save some resources. Activate the chat window to have the joint chat online. And everything is online. Let me double check my other computer. And it looks like everything's good on my other computer as well. So let's go ahead and get started. I do have a handful of replays to take a look at. One of them is actually a significant length. Oh, it's a 0 bytes. Sometimes there's a patch. Okay, good. Fix this, and there we go. Greetings everyone, and Great here with another Age of Mythology replay. Spawn on bottom right side is the blue Odin, we got Dagon. Spawn on top left side is the red Ra, we got Santios Reyes. Something I always occasionally need to mention, because a lot of people wonder why I fast forward the initial parts of the game. It's because, to be honest, there's not much to talk about in the initial economic game. I do cover what relics on the map, but ultimately that's pretty much it. The map's pretty wide open in most of these games. Those are cheaper 50%, that's quite nice. Nice, but nothing too significant, honestly. It just helps reduce the upkeep required. And additional farming upgrades, that came quite nice there. 5% per upgrade, effectively up to plus 15%. Dwarven calibers, siege weapons are cheaper, that's always quite nice. And it says favor cost as well, it's just maybe siege myth units as well? Possibly, that could be quite interesting. And Harmonized Network makes your village got gold 10% faster. Very nice. And I actually right-clicked on it. Of course, Ra's god power is Rain, which is not necessarily something you want to pull out immediately. Or it's whenever you need to get a lot of food quickly from your farms. And generally, there's actually a couple god power upgrades, not god upgrades, power. Couple upgrades from gods that could be very useful. That there is, I think it was some bass that gives you cheaper food collection. In fact, or cheaper farms. We could probably take a look at it. Let's see here. This is the one I was thinking at. Nope. Here, no, it was this one here. Sadaf makes your farms cost 50% less, which can combo quite nicely with Ra's Rain. Additionally, the other one was for faster collection, but still. Fast forward a little bit there. Temple now being built. You can always go for Heimdall or Freya to get access to, let's see, increased Sentry Tower hit points and training and research times. One reason why I don't really see Heimdall too often. These got mythological upgrades are pretty weak in my opinion. While the Undermine ability is actually very good, as opposed to hero hit points as early abilities, which can be quite nice, and some cavalry stuff. So overall, that's why you see Freya more often than Heimdall. Though the Hari are a pretty nice unit, giving a force multiplier effect is actually quite good for larger armies. You have Fog being researched, give access to Wajjup, and the Sadaf, that was the one. No, I forget which one was what I was talking about for the cheaper farms. I think this is the minor god for that. It was called... no, yes, it was that side. I remember the electron bullets being the same section as well. My apologies. My mind is not great. I'm too used to Gold Edition, and honestly, when I was playing Gold Edition when I was growing up, shifting sands to this town center. Usually I see shifting sands pretty good for military forces, but I have seen occasionally players go for faster town center, and the Raven does get shot down. Poor birdie. Wonder how crows taste, or ravens. Is it crows or ravens for Odin? I always forget. Raven. We do now have, of course, a watchtower upgrade for Red. Since he's immediately queued up for housing going around these watchtowers, it suggests to me he's going to be a bit more defensive. After all, he went for another town center. Blue, I'm not sure just yet. I don't see any military units on production queue, so I'm just going to fast forward. Looks like it's going to be just a bit of economic phase. And yep, we do have another town center for Blue as well as a longhouse. Oh, Great Hunt has been summoned. Oh, thank you for the YouTube subscription. Welcome to the channel. And was Great Hunt summoned over here? I was not paying close enough attention where it got deployed. It had been right there because nothing else is hunting at the moment. So he did it for an extra elephant. Elephants do have 900 delicious food. Also did apply to a caribou or elk. Wait, there's elk on this map? Is this map too warm for elk? Did it summon elk for the Great Hunt? Elephants here. Wait. Did the Great Hunt summon 2 elk instead of 2 elephants as a balanced choice? Am I crazy? Is Great Hunt selectively nerfed for some animals like elephants? I have no idea. Because I don't think this map supports elk. Am I crazy? Let's see, what does it read? What does it say? It just says multiply. It gets more powerful per age. Okay, it gets more power per age? I thought it just simply doubles all the hunts that are in that area. It must have summoned elk. Those elk have 200 food. Because it's the same as gazelles. Yeah, there's no elk on this field. So apparently if you use Great Hunt on elephants, it summons elks. I never knew that. My apologies, I'm learning something new. This is a cheaper farming upgrade I mentioned. He just got complete. This is not easier for him to transition to farm, so Red is going to probably dig in a little bit. We do have a round of spearman's been put on the field versus raiding cavalry. Odin, of course, aged up to Freya, not to Heimdall. Which does, of course, can get the Valkyrie speed upgrade. Looks like he does not have that research at the moment. If I were to pop that way, there it is. Of course, I can't highlight it on how the replay viewer is. And let's see, taking time to kill off the gazelles. I disagree with this. Remember as well, animals do decay over time, so there's a lot of decaying food. There's a lot of decay there. I really don't like that. Spearman's moving forward. The Spearmen do have decent movement speed at 5. It's the same movement speed as a Chariot Archer, if you want 2 units to complement each other. Preferably with nice words. We do now have a Despot now being researched. Get Valkyries. This is the Valkyrie, Shield Maiden Valkyrie upgrade.
Yow.
Of course, she can't heal herself, and he's taking time to kill off more of these baboons, which I do understand does give you a bit of favor generation, if I remember correctly. I'm providing plus 5 favor per minute. That's not too bad. I wonder if it's actually accurate if I highlight that. Either way, I do got a good number of spearmans here being pursued by the Heresiers. Got throwing axes here as well, which is a good counter to these spearmans. Just leaving 2 spearmen there. The Valkyries are healing each other. Very nice. Or probably this lady's healing up this lady. And of course, even though they're quote-unquote mounted units, they are actually not classified as cavalry, just myth unit. And I just saw these raiding cavalry now engaging. Don't see any dead villagers in the corpses on the ground. Some villagers, of course, scattered. Quick bit of damage there. Priests can take time to heal them up. The pharaohs empowering this monument, the monument soldiers, may as well. Priests do have lesser empowerment as raw, which I think they're just half effective. Does that actually affect what's it called? But yep, he is empowering one of these buildings here.
And which?
I wonder if he gets the AoE empowerment as well. Pharaoh empowerment. Okay, it's just Pharaoh instead of that. But always remember, the priests do have their less empowerment, so you can always get discount empowerment wherever you need to as raw, which is always quite nice, and I think people should use that ability more often. Berserk speed and bonus damage versus myth units. Another side has... Oh, never mind. Raw has Age on Up, has gotten access to Citadels, which should give him access to the Scarabs. Or to a Scarab. Which apparently Giant Grant Games thinks these guys are cute. Granted, that was of course the Gold Edition. Or that was probably Extended Edition. Elephant has been slain. The Valkyries nearby is easy healing for them. Looks like they're in a hold ground formation. Here, let's... can I see the formations?
Yow.
Let's see, that's the hold ground. That's aggressive. So they actually are on aggressive stance. But the villagers are migrating over here to eat those delicious elephants. Both sides just massing up a bit of force. We do now have... medium cavalry now advancing. Has queued up Niord to give access to the Mountain Giant. Villagers trying to back to the town center. A little bit on the later side. Some are being trapped and picked on off, which will even out the village numbers. Colton does fall back there. And it looks like he is going for Spearman, Chariot Archer, since they all both have Moon 5. Camera Riders who have Moon 6. Forest Fire there. But he's now going to rotate and engage other stuff. Shifting Sands teleports most of the army away. Does lose the Camel Rider and the Wadjet. Oh, that's where the Forest teleported to. I do not like the Wadjet. I hate the Wadjet. I think it's far too weak. Rain has been summoned. So this old man is snoring away. Throwing Axe engaging, they'll be effective versus the Spearmen, not versus the Camel Riders, who do have bonus damage, or that's the medium rating cavalry. Camel Riders do have a little bonus damage versus ranged soldiers. And Red will have successful defense there, going for a round of Herseers. Camel Riders do also times 2 damage versus cavalry, so there are counters to the cavalry. Of course, doesn't have explosive the Scarab, doesn't have a proper counter to the Shield Maiden Valkyries. 4 of them in the field, they can fall back, hit the heal force, re-heal if they can get some distance. They start pulling back the Valkyries as soon as they can, because their healing capability will be very useful. It's a useful unit to stay alive. Does save all 4 of those Valkyries, and more medium rating cavalry summoned, as well as medium throwing axemen. Going for more medium rating cavalry, so more spearmans wouldn't be half bad, but so far it's just going for camera riders. This is also a good counter there. Plus, they won't get countered by the throwing axemen. Number of medium berserkers. They of course have the bonus damage versus myth units, which is not a real big concern at the moment. And we've also got priests here for counter healing as well, so both sides have adequate healing. Big line of research for blue. Red's also going for the bone bow, increasing the range of chariot archers by 2, increasing the range to a staggering 21. The Mountain Giant does go down. And we've got a decent amount of Valkyries on the field, 6 of them. So more priests are needed. We also got Axeman upgrade. I don't think it's a great idea. Got the trees. And looks like Odin didn't manage to age up. No, I wasn't paying close enough attention to that. Oh yeah, the mountain giant. Villagers trying to shank these trees, the walking woods. They're classified as myth units, not siege units, so the villagers don't do regular damage to them. Those trying to fall back there. Looks like he managed to save all 6. Nope, did lose a Valkyrie there. Had 7. Townsend takes some damage. He does lose some villagers here. Villagers, of course, have been automatically ejected. And the Citadel must have been employed somewhere over here. Yep, there's the Citadel. I heard there's a lot of good swords from there from Commander Shepard. Could maybe add some more Citadels in the future, but that is 150 favor for more of them. Villagers trying to establish another town center. Got the watchtower providing some fire support. Priests focus on some Valkyries. Priests are not exactly a hard counter to a Valkyrie. They're more close to soft counter because they have ×5 multiplier, but the base aim is pretty low, though they do have good attack speed. They're more okay. They're a counter unit that is more aligned with the barracks counter schema. They are classified just as hero. While they may have a ranged attack, they're not countered by. They don't get countered by anti-range damage. Valkyries getting some good healing here, and also a handful of these priests are also getting some good healing as well done as well. We do have another research here. It is the Vikings research. Meaning Cavalry gets a +1 of Divine Melee. So those Odin's overall going for a cavalry play. Only raiding cavalry, no Jarls. Also provides a 10 gold to raiding cavalry bonus earn reward, whatever that means. When fighting enemy units, it deals additional divine damage. So I guess whenever they kill a unit, you get 10 gold, if I'm reading that incorrectly. We've got another rain god power being deployed on the field once again, trying to get some extra food. Right now, Ra has plenty of gold and just needs more food. Maybe I'm from age up. Mid-gold stronghold now being deployed on the field. Number of them in the reserves. While I'm for more mid-gold stronghold units. Oh. Catapults being deployed on the field. It's strange enough, I don't really see siege weapons being super common in Age of Mythology. Either way, got the heavy camel riders engaging. Number of Valkyries as well that are not being countered. All Sarks and Berserks back on up there. Hill Force seeing some fire there. Does do a move formation, brings his chariot archers in melee range. That's some sort of bad positioning there. That's another mid-gold stronghold being established there. Hill Force probably going down, but it's not looking good engagement there for Red at the moment. I think poor control there. Red is taking a lot of losses now, and just a lot of Valkyries field. Red is did not deploy enough priests. Mid-gold stronghold will be destroyed before completion. Red's reinforces up push way forward. And do have portal battery rams engaging. Villagers do bonus damage versus siege weapons. Raven gets shot down. Camel Riders and Spearmans push way forward. More throwing accidents being pulled in the field, being picked off by the chariot archers who are severely wounded. Does save the town center for now. Tasking village to get it repaired on up wouldn't be a half bad idea. More raiding cavalry, more berserks being summoned. Now do have some Jarls being pulled in the field. cavalry being picked off by the camel riders, but the town center has gone down again. 82 favor, so maybe another block of woods relatively soon. And Raw has consumed his gold reserve, so unable to pull out another town center at the moment. And the lack of gold also does close the problem because of the Valkyries. Red's over getting ripped apart here. Does not look good for Red. He has no production queue though. He's out of gold. He's finally solved his current gold problem. Another gold deposit he can get over here. Right now he needs to take half these guys, make his way over there. There's not enough. There's too much saturation. And not enough build area or mining area. He has established some outside granaries and going for rain god power. That's maybe a desperate rain god power. He needs to sell up 1,000 wood. Little fort now established. I'm not sure what's up with the garrison order. Red's not pushing forward, got a good number of berserks here, which he has only the Chariot Archers has a proper counter them. They do have plus 50% damage versus melee infantry, as well as offering good base damage for slow attack speed. Spearmen are not exactly adequate in this position there, but he's going for big ground Chariot Archers. He has enough food, a lot of food now. Doesn't he get his gold situated? But you see the villagers migrating to that other gold deposit now. And Odin is now actually on the age up of a Balder to get access to Fire Guard. Excuse me. He also does have a bit of a core of priests now. There's just a large amount of Valkyries. You don't really see Valkyrie play like this anymore. Not really at all. You now have the Bronze Shields upgrade, which makes sense. There's a large number of Chariot Archers. Randy's got more priests in the field. He has central max population. Maybe save his favor for citadels. The citadel right here could be quite nice as well. You gotta get that town center rebuilt. You may want to yep, he's starting to rebuild the town center now. He has enough gold. This will increase his maximum population, allowing him to field a larger army, thus making him more effective in combat. Now got a large number of Huskarls being flown in the field, counter range units.
Gary.
We do now have a hill fort being established, and all these Valkyries push forward. There's a handful of priests mixed on in. He needs to make sure to pull back and move the Valkyries if possible. It looks like they're not. The priests need to stand and fight while the chariots fall back. Valkyries do 50% less damage for the priests. It does put those priests on the other side there. We also just need more priests in general. We do not have Osiris being deployed in the field. Osiris, a son of Osiris, could be very good versus a group of Valkyries. That's 11 Valkyrie. He could probably just one-shot of 5 of them at once. He does like, what, 69 damage times 5? What was his multiplier as well? It's like, I just assume times 5 as well as number of targets. And that would be divine damage. It probably will one-shot 5 of them. Get pretty close, though. And the Pharaoh needs to be ensured to be healed on up as quickly as he can get. Osiris has also been now researched. You have now the Dwarven Augurs being researched, and the sons of Sleipnir. Champion Cavalry, Champion Infantry, and conscriptions. Oh, Cyrus has been deployed out right there. He does do 54 damage, which he does scale with weapon upgrades, so that's another thing to really boost him up. His staff is made of copper. Try making it out of iron. That's a worse conductor for electricity. I'm assuming bronze is relatively conductive for electricity. Both tin and copper are conductive for electricity, and alloys are not compounds, so should inherit the qualities of both. Iron can conduct electricity, but not as good. The best natural conductor for electricity is gold. The best natural conductor for heat is silver. Red is now established fortified towns. Do now have the shifting sands. Gets a bit of a nice flank there. The Son of Cyrus is not brought enough formation. He may not be able to do that. And now you have Ragnarok and Roll to give access to a big wave of those Heroes of Ragnarok, which are weaker than the first Seers, but that still turns like 100 villagers into combat units. The Son of Cyrus is getting overran. This is the all-in, and thing is, well, compared to all other usual all-in strategies, it's usually very effective. And that is the end of the replay. This is Angrade saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. For some reason when I try to delete replays right here, it doesn't usually work. No idea why. I think it's because I use a subfolder of that. Sorry, I love Age of Mythology music. The remaster did a good job of just making it slightly better. Greetings everyone, and Grade here for another Age of Mythology replay. Spawn bottom or top right side as the maroon patron goddess, got Leyline Leia. Spawn on bottom left side as the blue Kronos. We got FATVOCSE. Not sure how to pronounce that. I'm assuming TV is Twitch. FA, not sure what that means. Southeast? I have no idea. Batavosa? Batavos? No idea how to properly pronounce that. My apologies. I suppose it's not magenta, it's maroon. Did I say magenta or maroon? This is definitely maroon, isn't it? There's all being established there to torment his opponent. Or her opponent, patron goddess. He does claim some goats. They of course the goat. But they may be intercepted by this oracle. Blue's obtained some relics goats as well. Speaking about relics, we do have the fur of Boyi. Heroes get a little bit of health regen. That's actually probably pretty nice for the Lantians. Those not bad for priests as well. I wonder if that affects the Son of Osiris. We got Fetters of Fenrir, make your village have increased attack, making it so if you have in trouble, make it a little bit better. Got Pandora's box here, reduces the favor cost of myth units by 15%. I recommend you should open up immediately. And the last one is the arrows of the Olafar, increasing the range attack of buildings by 20%. Allows the turtle in a little bit better. So it could be better if Kronos gets mirror towers, but then again, I don't think Kronos can get access. What was it? Atlas who provides mirror towers, right? I don't think Kronos can get access to them. You can do. Maybe it does. I can't remember. You have boss being researched to get access to Sphinx. We'll be able to claim multiple relics pretty quickly since this temple's nearby. He does fully see everything there when it comes to this temple. And we got Promethean being deployed in the field to give access to some Prometheans. Now we just need Bob to support him. My apologies, I realized I need to open up a drink near me. What if anybody gets that joke? Promethean's Bob. It's a pretty stupid comic shorts, which is, well, stupid but funny. Not comic. Did I say comic? Animated shorts. Remember seeing on one of the Nickelodeon channels. It was one of the smaller other Nickelodeon channels. My apologies, that drink seemed like it spiked my microphone. Both sides are setting on up for a big engagement. Got more Prometheans being summoned. You have both the Pharaoh and the priest over here. So the patron goddess should be able to mount a pretty decent defense. The Pharaoh himself is definitely the anti-myth unit for the Egyptians, but priests are not too half bad. They're actually a little bit weaker when it comes to anti-myth unit duty. They do play the role of the barrack schema for our counter units. They have only 2.2 base damage, though. They do have pretty good attack speed and have only a ×5 multiplier. So if you take the DPS here, which is right now 2.8, let's just round up to 3. Even then, like 15 damage per second, but even that's a little bit high. So just say 13 damage per second against myth units is not too terribly high, honestly. I think priests honestly need a slight buff.
Unreach.
But either way, they're pretty easily massable though. And the cost is only 100 gold, which can be high, also not. Maybe one way to buff them is maybe some more mythological improvements to, say, convert their cost to food. That could be interesting. A mythological upgrade by one of the minor gods to change the food. Maybe that could be the concept of a fourth major god for Egyptians. Just ideas.
Unreach.
Now, nice. But the healing ability is also something I did also get to value in. It makes it very nice. The healing ability is nice. I still think some sort of effect to convert their cost of food could be a good way to give them a bit more flavor. Food flavor. We do now have a barracks being deconstructed there. He quickly destroys that barracks as well. Villagers trying to get back into the town center. Is that town center full? No, it's not. He's just losing villagers.
And you?
Pharaoh's empowering the town center there. 10 units are inside.
Enito.
Those lose that villager there. Right now, blue does have a higher villager count, or higher villager population count. Got multiple Mermellos in the front line as well. And of course, magenta or maroon did lose his barracks, so needs to get out another barracks. The R75 gold, so a little bit cheaper. Canceling that barracks there, go for barracks back here and get some Axemans, wouldn't be half bad. Valor power being deployed on the field, and looks like blue's the one that got the health regen relic. Priest smiting that Promethean. Howdy. Age of Mythology? No, it's an old ensemble title. The same. Looks like these villagers getting hit there. The original Age of Mythology came out in like 2002. It's made by Ensemble Studios, same creators as Age of Empires. This came after Age of Empires 2, before Age of Empires 3, which also came before Halo Wars. Another Valor there to empower the Mermello. There could have been a board game version of it made at one point in time. Oh, there's also a DS version. That's that one village there, that one less laborer. The others do get inside the town center, and these Mermellos will be picked off by the town center. Looks like the sentry tower is out of range. And blue has been held off. But now we're going to see some Axemans. There we go, got some Axemans being pulled in the field, trying to protect these villagers, trying to collect some delicious berries. Yep, there may have been a board game version, but this was originally a computer game, the original version at least, back in 2021 or not 2021, 2001 or 2002. I can't remember what year. I was young.
Into you.
There probably was a board game version of it. That's not uncommon for those early games. I think there's also a Roller Coaster Tycoon board game. I actually remember that, and I think I still have that, or maybe it's in my parents' house. There's also, yeah, there is a Roller Coaster Tycoon board game.
Gary.
Looks like this barracks will be going down. Bit of a minor loss, but these villagers are exposed. Marmelo's heading up north, trying to hack apart these villagers.
And Dio?
Speaking about Roller Coaster Tycoon, do you remember when that game was actually originally released in cereal boxes? Oh, back when you could get toys in cereal boxes. I think that practice went away because they were afraid of choking hazards. I have no idea if you could acquire it. Like, this is like back when I was in elementary school. And for those who are not from the United States, that's also known as primary school, early primary school. Cherry Blossom getting some good hits on throwing Axeman. Sphinx does do a spin to win, but will be picked on off. The Sphinx has gone down. Was the original Sphinx there? I don't remember seeing the original Sphinx being deployed in the field.
Great. Enito.
Priest falling back. He probably just had the Axeman just hack away, try to pick off some of these units. These Marmelos, they do go down there. His name's a Cherry Ballista, but Cherry Ballistas are the counter infantry unit there, and Axemen are in fact infantry. Big round Marmelos not being deployed in the field.
Into you.
Magetta's holding, but not super great. He doesn't have any proper counter Cherry Ballista. They are classified as ranged units, yes? Yes, ranged soldier. So he needs to get out some slingers to count out those Cherry Ballista. But he is also, Kronos is aging up to Rhea to give access to Behemoths, and can get out early Fanatics. And the Behemoth is actually important because remember as well, Kronos gets ×2 myth units in Retold, and so 2 Behemoths will be summoned here relatively shortly. If you ever need someone to play the same game with, seeing so far you have a couple of games I do. I mostly just cast. I don't really play the games too much anymore. Though I probably will the next game I'm probably gonna be eyeing. I think RimWorld has expansion coming out soon, or has came out. That's probably the next thing I'm gonna be playing for the next month. Yeah. And maybe get back into a bit more Stellaris. The 4.0 update for Stellaris is nice, but it's a little bit buggy. Can't play Necrophage right now. We do now have the Marmelos kill off some of those outlying units there. Magenta still has a superior number of villagers in secondary town center. Of course, somewhat losing the war. Does get around the slingers to counter out the Cherry Ballista. Doing a good job pulling out counter units. But here's the next problem, as mentioned beforehand. We got some Behemoths advancing. They do have 700 health, lacking a bit of hack armor, but still 30% quite nice. So Axeman still be a bit of trouble there. Those trying to shank the Behemoths, it's not going that well. They also have health regen. Oh, we got a Trader God power onto the Sphinx. That was a pretty devastating Trader, honestly. Taking that one... Oh, did it spin the wind there? Not sure why. I had a manual deployment there. But now Blue's in a pretty good position there. Stole the one power unit that Red or Maroon had on the field, and now he has to deal with the Sphinx and these Behemoths. The Sphinx has taken a beating there from the Priest. Those trying to stab him. It is a siege, living siege weapon, but not a siege weapon to be countered with. Sphinx does spin to win onto those villagers. One of the behemoths actually did manage to get shanked by all the villagers, but did lose the town center. I mentioned all these villagers are quite exposed. They need to start getting out of there.
In which?
Never played that game. Got the villagers now trying to hit these containers. That's not a good sign. The Trader Sphinx has been shanked. More containers being flown in the field. Jim is actually doing okay, or Maroon's doing okay with the villagers. Just only mining upgrades. So they're probably also getting pickaxes into the skulls of the behemoth, as well as their knives to shank it with.
Twigs.
Now got these villagers trying to build this town center. You now have Nephidus being queued on up, give access to Scorpion Mans, and probably Ancestors. I think the Ancestors is going to be the more important part to help stabilize this advance. Get some extra minions. Minions! Rise! As he probably will need. He also does have access to Eclipse, so that's a 1-2 power combo. Be useful in defense in this region. Could help him just defend himself in this region. Town center is under fire. Of course, not by too much at the moment. Got some spearmans being put on the field, and let's see, we've got the medium range soldiers, temporal chaos, and more behemoths being summoned. Argus archers now being mixed on in as well. Protos has a lot of resources stockpiled up as well. Red right now has 0 food income. Or Maroon, not Red. Again. That's a good amount of gold right here. So I think what Maroon should do is take a handful of these villagers and go to Grainery and Farms in the corner. We got now Ancestors being summoned. May want to use the Eclipse God power to soup them up a little bit. Does do it there. Secondary counts will go down. The villager count's not too dissimilar. The behemoth will be slain. Valor power onto the Contineris. And now that the minions still looking off, it will help Maroon stabilize, but still not perfect. Large number of idle villagers there. Yeah, Maroon does have a good amount of gold. Farms should be a good idea. The cat upgrade, whatever that was, that golden cat upgrade looks like it was cancelled. Not sure where that was. This one right there was cancelled. Which I believe they improves all food gathering rate. Got a big round of research being researched by blue, including orichalcum, and everything's green, so it's not being queued up waiting for resources. Orichalcum upgrade, I'm almost surprised that people don't go for this research more often. I guess, I mean, I always feel like Rael's a good miner god for the Atlanteans. Giving you guys extra hack armor, 50%, increasing your hack armor by 50%, that's effectively compared to bronze armor. Slightly more effective, 50% more effective than bronze armor. And I mentioned the Trader God power I think is pretty useful. Find that particularly good myth unit and take it. I sort of like Rhea as a minor god. Also gives you access to more favorite generation as well as early fanatics and obviously. I do probably overrate fanatics though. Couple armories being established there. Maroons are almost out of gold there. Going for a Mythical Strong Hero. That's probably the original Sphinx there. That's probably where that one went. Did go for some farms over here. Still has quite a bit of gold reserve. The fact that the patron goddess not go for those farms earlier is sort of interesting. Contenaris and the behemoths push way forward. They'll just do back off the town center, and I see some mercenaries on the field.
Into you.
These guys are effectively mercenary spearmen, which are okay. They do quickly train. They're expensive, and they're good for emergencies. They're just only okay in my opinion. Got some mercenary cavalry on the field as well. But they were not enough there. I don't know if they were really even cost effective at that point in time. Maroon situations ever become more dire. We do now have a good number of camp riders. Binds a good number of citizens. This is actually exactly what Maroon needs to get back in the game. Taking out a good number of these citizens here. Managed to get a good counterattack. Does have a granary, and Maroon's actually out of town center, so Maroon needs to eye of another town center. This one here may need to go for a village center somewhere. Of course, Blue's army's right there. And Maroon will start being revealed after a short amount of time, right? There is also an opening there. These basic walls were sold off Blue for a short amount of time. Argus archers on the wrong side of the walls as well. Means that these guys destroy this wall, they may need to take time to destroy this gate. And the camel riders, they are heavy camel riders as well. Deconstructs the Niggle Stronghold. That's a pretty good deconstruct god power. Cam Riders trying to get on back. These three Cam Riders should hold the line. Needs to keep those villagers alive. They're currently irreplaceable. Magentas or Maroons Cam Riders of course are counter. Another Niggle Stronghold being fought in the field. Heavy Contenaris firing away. They're affected by no unique upgrades. Does have their number of upgrades there. Maroon only has the plus damage and plus hack armor, since this one's not going to be in real range, so the hack armor is probably just all he needs. So there are some Argus archers there. Here comes the behemoths. They'll have to take time to start smiting the behemoths as well. Probably wouldn't be half bad idea. He is a good counter myth unit. Citizens are doing their part, shanking laborers. Behemoth taking some hits there from the Pharaoh. Doing staggering 16 times 2.5. So I'll just round up to 40 damage per second, which is pretty good. Do now the Golden Cat upgrade, improving the food collection rate from all sources, particularly not farms. And Blue does not have a town center in the field. Blue should have enough for another town center. Okay, taking time to build it now. And poor construction help with the production. So So blue was put to a pretty good standstill there, losing that town center. And does have decent combat force over here.
Burek.
Mostly of the counter cavalry units, which against all the camel riders, it does make sense. But he has lost a good number of those camel riders to the behemoths. Camel riders pushing the way forward. Got the heavy Calpapeltis push way forward. Camel riders are now engaged in the Argus archers. They do have plus 25% damage. Not really a hard counter, more close to a soft counter. Excuse me, soft counter, but honestly, any sort of melee units are good against ranged units. Does find the Miggle stronghold. Looks like Rolling Orals does use the Deconstruct God Power once again. Very nice. The Pharaoh's gone down, and he course without a town center. That Pharaoh's irreplaceable. Try and go for another Miggle stronghold. The Miggle stronghold, the deconstruction does refund the cost to the player. So it's just an inconvenience, but in this case, a timely inconvenience. Villagers, laborers are standing and fighting. 2 Miggle strongholds being pulled in the field. Losing a good number of citizens there. Camel riders are eyeing for counterattack. Reynolds does have a stockpile of resources, but he's currently deploying out nothing at the moment. He sees the Miggle strongholds being pulled in the field. If Maroon can eye it, going for this town center would be a good call. Even a village center wouldn't be a half bad idea. Just to get a villager queue going. More counter cavalry's being pulled in the field, very nice. He of course has researched Rhea. And Rhea does offer early Fanatics, and Fanatics do bonus damage to infantry and to cavalry. So Fanatics could be a very good general's counter. After all, the counter to the Fanatics would be Axemen or Chariot Archers, which technically they counter both. Those Chariot Archers would be a bit harder to pin down, being mounted archers. Let's see, the Sphinx does offer 10 crush, and also is good conversion trader target again. It was also Wounded Sphinx, so it's not a great trader, but seeing how small the conflicts are right now, it's actually not a bad trader god power. Since it's probably trying to grab this bit of gold, there's 500 left. Another gold deposit here, but there's Albus the Tormented. Not to mention this one is being supplied by this Albus as well. The early Albus are being dividends for Maroon right now, not Magenta. So many games I had, they use Magenta as a color, so I'm just not used to the color Maroon. We do also have the Stone Wall upgrade by Maroon. That's a little bit iffy for me. He needs to get out a town center, which he's currently doing now. A village center could also spike up villager production as well, or maybe try to find another town center, which would be going all the way back over here. Number of infrastructure still here, including a watchtower. But of course, got all of Blue's infrastructure that needs to be cleared out first, likely. But does have decent spotting in that region, so I think a village center would be a good idea. Really stupid question. Can the Citadel God Power be targeted on village centers? I'm assuming no. That would be interesting if you could target a Citadel onto a village center and make it a bit more of a proper structure. Sorry, it's just a stupid idea. I know in the Lantian camp, or the original campaign, they actually add a new model for a Greek citadel for the Atlantis infrastructure. Do now have Cherry Blows here, which means nothing. You have the Behemoth there, which is of course a living siege weapon. We got some mercenaries being summoned on the field. They do cost 90 gold, so not cheap. And I think the mercenary cavalry should focus on that cherry ballista to save some militia. Or not militia, mercenaries. Who are acting as a militia. And does manage to save it. Did get to in the 10s in health. But it looks like Maroon has held on. Citizens getting hit, but they're going to be counterattacking. They're going to do their part. The game will continue. Two Niggle strongholds. Oh, okay. That's the mercenaries dying. They're dying from dysentery. And it looks like Crow's gonna try to save some of these structures. Got these forces pushed way forward. And Maroon's now starting to fall back. Got these forces. They will find the counter cavalry, and these cameras are pretty wounded. But nice feint there. Drove this army away, allowed them to sweep on in. That was a massive clean sweep. The civilian count has been evened out. Excellent play there by Maroon. Drew away this army and let this other army push forward. Granted, that's not what the feint retreat is, but still, I think it's very good. Takes out another citizen.
UG.
Kronos is actually getting pretty close to getting enough resource age on up. Let's see, Kronos can go for Hectate, get access to Tartar's Gate. Oh, got to drop relics there as well. Oh, thank you for the YouTube subscription. Welcome to the channel. Let's see, you got the Tartar's Gate, or nope, we could just go over here. Or Helios for the whatchamacallit, the Vortex in Mirror Towers. Vortex could be quite nice, allow him to fight one army and then teleport for a quick counterattack after defending himself. Quicker counterattack, assuming the defense was successful, of course. And has to be a good enough defense as well. Because after all, say you win with only one military unit remaining. No watchtowers just yet, so may want to go for some watchtowers to keep watch. He has been raided enough to really warrant it. Now we got some chariot archers being put on the field, which is a good idea to help counter the Capapeltis. They, of course, just have good range and does have plus 50% multiplier versus melee infantry. And looks like Blue is driven part of Maroon's forces. That was a poor move there by Maroon. He lost his entire army to the counter units. Deconstructs that Niggle stronghold. does have one in the field. No mythological upgrades in the Miggle Stronghold at the moment.
Into you.
Good hop around there. You also now have a War Elephant here, which is classified as cavalry, so the Calpeltis will counter it. So I don't think it was a good idea to roll it on the field. And he still does not have boiling oil. He does have a watchtower to queue up these upgrades way over here. I wonder if he actually realized he has it. Doing a good job focusing on these couple peltas. Contineris push way forward as well.
Good.
The World of does a bit of bonus damage versus range units, not significant. Atlas now being researched. Gaining access to Argus, which will give him 2 Argus. As well as the... Wait, Atlas. I thought it was, Sorry, one moment. Is that meant for implosion? Or maybe I'm mistaken? Yeah, never mind. Sorry, my mind's a little bit melted at the moment. It's like, wait a second, was that the third minor god power that I didn't see? My mind's just getting a little bit melted at the moment. But either way, 2 Argus could be very nice help break this engagement. So we've got the number of camera artists here, picking off some of these couple peltas. More trade archers in the build queue, but with only 1 production structure, it's not going to go all too great. Blue does have a second town center now, which means his villager protection will start increasing. Contineris getting picked off there does bring the nice little bit of garrison, de-garrison commands there. And his new construction god power is almost available, but do have the implosion god power, which of course is available. Does destroy a lot of nearby housing, but he has sort of, she still retains some good population space, so it's not too critical. And actually gave the chariot archers extra space to work with. The Miggle Stronghold doesn't go down, nor does the farms. Times in which I think farms should have health regen, because they have their plants, they should be able to grow back with proper tending. We do now have the Wet. I have no idea how to pronounce that. Gives villagers extra food collection rate and also chops down trees quicker. We got Argus here. I recommend you shoot him in the eye. It should be pretty easy. I just realized those eyes are pretty low quality, aren't they? I suppose from this distance here, it's not too bad. I do also have some graph settings set low, because some of them feel like they eat my performance way too high. So it could be also related to that. One thing is when it comes to streaming or have local recordings, certain things consume a lot of resources, which also does interfere with some quality of stuff. Good, none of these citizens are being ripped apart here. And this is a slaughter fest, and even more citizens are being led to the slaughter. But Blue's taking this opportunity to clean up some infrastructure when these Miggle strongholds are not exactly replaceable at the moment. We do have another one over here. Maybe go for a second. Trade Archer is trying to set us up away, but Blue will lose the majority of his, or a significant amount of citizens, be down to 30 population. These shard archers are trying to poke out all those eyes. Oh, that blow just getting acid disintegrated. Does break through some wall segments. He does have a behemoth here. He'll go straight to the town center. Argus do not have any crush damage, just good melee damage. Camera's being picked on off there. Does get a bunch of sudden to go trungle on the far side as well. Chariot Archers do actually have pretty good range. The DPS seems always a little bit lacking, but of course they have a little bit extra mobility in range to go along with them. The town center does destroy there. Those are trying to shank the behemoth. Of course, Blue's now, or Maroon's now out of town centers once again. Good bit of acid there onto those Chariot Archers. 3 remaining and 1 elephant. Maroon has actually another town center here. I would like to see Maroon go for Temple here and quickly grab these relics. That could be very good. Not only it'll also give him a bit of favor trickle, which can always be quite nice. The patron goddess right now is 60 favor, which is enough for another prosperity. Blue has recovered more civilian population of the moon, has 40 versus 50. And right now it's just been a just slow, scrappy game, which it feels like the Atlantean has been the better position this entire game, but Maroon has done a great job with his counter attacks. Maroon's attacks have been far more effective, while Blue's just maintaining dominant position this game. Elephant trying to be disintegrated. Maroon does escape out with those Chariot Archers. Put some pot shots there as well. And is going for more priests there, because there's been a decent number of myth units being pulled out against him. So Blue or Maroon definitely been needing to eye some more priests. But right now they're fighting up against population cap, which can be easily remedied. Chariot Archer's taking some damage here. Priest needs to start hitting this Argus. Poke out its eyes. Another Miggle Stronghold playing field. Next Deconstruct does cost 60 favor. And right now he has 8. All of his oracles must be down. Laborers to get inside the town center, boosting up his damage to a decent degree. All the myth units have gone down. Watchtower still here. Now I got some Sphinx being summoned. More Sphinx now being summoned. And that looks like the last Sphinx for now. My apologies, heard my drink open up. Game's going on for quite some time. It's just been a long, scrappy fight. Citizens backing on off up here. I'm not sure what they were collecting. This gold deposit has been claimed. Putting some citizens over there. That's probably not a good spot for it. And I think it's in the eye of some of these obelisks as well. Sphinx hitting some of these citizens. They try and manually heroify some of them. Citizens taking some decent damage here. Does do a Valor Power on one of them. The Sphinx will go down. And looks like this is how far the obelisk can see. They, of course, can be upgraded with a Campfire Watchtower. But maybe not anytime soon. Containeris does get shanked there by those villagers. Maybe repairing some of these walls there wouldn't be half bad. Got his farm economy up and going. It does still have a decent amount of gold here. And here as well. So looks like the patron guard is able to secure some much needed gold deposits. There are some here and there for blue to obtain, but a lot of them are actually depleted. So it's still hard to say how this game will go. It still feels like the Atlantean is in superior position. But the Egyptian is just being stubborn. Do have more cameras to be sent. Do also now champion Containeris now upload on the field. Blue also now has 3 town centers of the field, but nowhere near has maxed out population. Just primarily getting 3 villager queues going. Maroon's now eyeing for a secondary town center as well, so we may see a mid-game economic play for both players. But Blue's still been aggressive as cavalry. Got a big round obelisk being put on the field. Obelisks do only cost 5 gold, so they are pretty cheap. It looks like Blue's heading down south. Just trying to clean up some of these housing. These houses are free, so cleanup is not critical. Also, still some berries Maroon can still claim up, so after the gold deposit, just get some villagers to eat some berries. Even though berries not a good source of nutrition in real life, at least it is a source of nutrition. Good number of villagers are going on down. Cameras do trap these Containeris, and they are the counter to Containeris, offering higher DPS, so they have turned less health than most. They have the same hack armor at the moment as well. It looks like Containeris will win out the fight. Looks like hardly any of the Containeris actually went down there. Guess extra health did come through. The DPS on those camera riders were technically higher because these guys do also slower attack speed. It looks like the containers were able to stack up the damage maybe we got by getting inside each other.
G ready.
Camera riders now being deployed in the field, of course. Now got some iron upgrades for Kronos. Finally getting usage of his age up advantage. And Kronos actually has an absurd food stockpile and decent gold stockpile, so maybe just go for a Titan Gate at this point in time. And just finish the game, his one off like that. There'll be nothing Maroon to do versus a Titan. But I think that Maroon will be knocked out relatively soon. We're now at the Monument to the Soldiers redeployed. If it was ever deployed in the first place. The normal camera riders here managed to find an opportunity to gauge the various range units and camera riders. The units being focused down by these villagers, or by the priests, and by the villagers. The evidence has gone down, more camera riders controlling the field, as well as a good line of chariot archers, which is probably a move over here to provide some fire support. Forward barracks here.
Garrick.
Chariot archers push way forward and hunt down some citizens. These watchtowers provide a good amount of spotting.
Enwich.
They can be picked off now. Blue's currently maxed out population, or civilian population. Still can fit more military units there, and Maroon's gonna be eyeing for Osiris. Big round military units there. Cameras getting some good damage done. Osiris now being researched. Could see a son of Osiris relatively soon.
In what?
The priest is at full health. Huh, only lost one priest or pharaoh so far, because it's only the second. Osiris will also give access to a single mummy, though I don't know if Maroon... Yeah, Maroon does have a temple, so it could be the trader god power there to get that mummy. Those inside of this Miko stronghold, 13 of them. Still no boiling oil. Deconstruction god power over here. Got behemoths push right forward. Osiris is almost complete. It is being researched over here. Number of idle villagers there. Behemoths against good dancer and townsend and destroy some of those farms while added. Generous is back on off of here. Needs to get the pharaoh. Needs to make sure the pharaoh stays at full health.
NGO.
aged on up, bringing the Son of Osiris. There's the Son of Osiris. And of course, got the mummy there, firing away. And these containers will quickly go down to the Son of Osiris. The Templar was someone beating. The mummy is still firing away. Behemoth does go down there.
In wedge.
And the Son of Osiris is going to heal up these forces. The mummy is still alive. And looks like this Cherry Doctor is almost dead. 3 health remaining. And now I got more behemoths, more champion containers. You got the heavy camels, so champion camels, and champion chariot archers, with the increasing their speed, attack, and hit points for your camel riders. That's actually quite important there. Plus 15% all, so it's effectively getting another level of champion. As champion upgrade, they have similar health to these containers, so they do have less hack on them. Well, he could get some more hack armor and damage. Doesn't have to worry about any range armor just yet, since his opponent has not really deployed out too many range units. Rhea's gift gives you a favor refund. Some citizens are going to be going on down. These cameras need to get on back over here.
Into you.
And thanks to their increased move speed, they have 6.9 movement speed. Very nice. Osiris may want to start a step away. The containers can easily overwhelm them. Looks just going straight for Osiris. Don't think Osiris can garrison inside the town center. Maybe can. Yes, he can. That's actually good. You can just keep it on the far side, which it does. Have him play around the town center. Get some good damage there. Champion Camel Riders now engaging. Some of these camels are taking some damage there. And general move order. Some size does a bit of damage there. Gets degarrisoned on the far side with some citizens or some laborers, which they can be used with their meat shield. And you do have some camel caravans being summoned. 27 gold's not too great. Right, the behemoth there. The behemoth is nicking, so it does take all the damage from the Son of Osiris. Taking a bit of damage there. Looks like this company is still draw a bit of fire there. Looks like the Son of Osiris is going to get overwhelmed. But a lot of these units are almost down, so I think Son of Osiris will actually stay alive. Son of Osiris does stay alive, but barely. But there was also the Fur Arborea. I wonder if this can give health regen to the Son of Osiris. It says you always get hit points over time. The Son of Osiris is classified as a hero, so potentially does affect it. I wonder if Maroon realizes this. I see on the minimap, this is F. Laborers heading down south, maybe eye for this town center, I'm not really sure. The Kronos has a massive stockpile of resources. Line running on low on gold, has an absurd amount of food and wood. So it's not properly managed economy, nor has he transitioned to some traders to go for a bit of trading. And those Maroons going to be eyeing another towns out there. Let's have some camel caravans too, who have to be very careful, as they're about to get killed off there. Citizens going down. Camel caravans getting stuck on the elephant. Camel crossing. Those going straight for those structures over there. Pharaoh number 3.
Direito.
Oh, this is just number 2 goes down. Apparently, if he gets converted to the Son of Osiris, so his number doesn't go up. Maroon's taking a bit of damage here, going from the market here. Has got another town center here. Son of Osiris is empowering this town center. And those Maroons going to lose a good number of villagers here. And we're actually engaged the units. So sorry, getting some good big shots there. Osiris needs to make sure it focuses on the myth units, or else do bonus damage for some myth units. Down caravans engaging, trying to get 12 gold per conversion. Pharaoh number 3 here. The Son of Osiris has popped in forest side there, does get behemoth. Counter that goes down. So Son of Osiris does go ahead and save him once again, but he has taken some damage. Does use Valor there, which does improve the health, but doesn't necessarily improve resistance versus the Son of Osiris, since he's classified as a hero, not a myth unit. Maroon's taking out a good number of villagers. He's down. Apparently, the Son of Osiris does not count as a military unit, nor does he have a cost. Cost free. And yeah, like I said, no military unit there. He must take 0 population, that's why it says 0 there. And Maroon's down to 3 civilians. This game's ultimately over. I see quite a bit of progress bar remains, so I'm going to fast forward a little bit there. Now, with 3 laborers remaining, I don't think there's any way Maroon can do anything, so it's one of those just clean up games. Maroon's been very stubborn backing out of the game, but now too stubborn in my opinion. The game's over. And that is the end of the replay. This is Angrade saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. Good game. Maroon was very competent. But at some point in time, there was moments where Maroon did pull ahead. Alright, on to the last replay I have in store. This probably will be my last replay for tonight. Greetings everyone, and Great here for another Age Empires or Age Mythology replay. Spawn on top right side as the Gray Kronos, we got Pro Stag Maw. On bottom left side as the Green Gaia, we got the Dahaku 100. Something I always hate about the font style when it comes to this game is how they treat numbers. They treat numbers as lowercase size. If you look up here on the top right, we do see the capital 100 as opposed to lowercase 100. If that would make any poor sense. Looks like Guy has some of her force around the sentry tower to give it a little bit of extra protection. A lot of caribou here. This map is filled with some delicious caribou. And elk. Either way, when it comes to relics, we do have the anvil Hepatis, reducing the gold cost of armory technologies. Bridle of Pegasus give you a free Pegasus, which is very nice. Always nice to have a free scout. Skulls of Creops, group of monkeys, and the last relic we have is a Thunderclaw Shawl. Increasing your human soldier's pierce armor. Not bad. Temple now being deployed in field. We do have Leto being researched, give access to automatons and to the volcanic forge to make your infantry units more resistance to range attacks. Bonus can also go for Leto or for Promethean. Another Gaia force being summoned around this sentry tower. I would assume it'd be better around this one. Guess not. Construction god power onto the temple. We do have now Guy has Agent up. Does also have the very powerful spider layer technology. Automaton stabbing that oracle there. Multiple automatons being pulled in the field. Very nice. And Kronos is going for some automatons as well. I'm assuming you can't steal automatons if you own automatons to win the fight. That'd be sort of stupid. And really overpowered, whoever wins. Counter barracks and military barracks being pulled in the field. And Gaia has right now 4 automatons. Right now here, the volcanic forge does make your human soldiers as well as your automatons have 50% more pierce armor, which is very nice. It affects all human soldiers, both infantry and cavalry, as well as ranged. Kronos' Leto's almost reached as well. Although, I think people don't go for Leto should go for Leto a bit more often in my opinion. There's a lot of things going for Leto. The spider layer is very, very nice. It's pretty cheap and simple, and you summon to get 3 sets of spider mines, which is different than the ones you see in StarCraft, which means just an instant kill versus 3 infantry units. Any 3 human soldier units, which is actually really good. And the favor cost is such a reduced amount, it is very, very nice to have. And the additional range armor is good in certain matchups. Less useful against versus Norse since they more rely on melee damage, of course. But against, if you say, fighting against an opponent who likes their range damage, range armor never hurts. Or makes it hurts less. Oracle will be stabbed to death here.
Burek.
And, of course, as alternative for favorite consumption, you always got the automatons, which are a fun myth unit. Granted, heroes are pretty good counter automatons, but as long as you can't keep some of them alive, they will, of course, be able to rebuild each other. So they're actually not good for offense, but actually better for defense, in my opinion. It's easier to recover the slain automatons beyond defense. I just think Leto is actually a pretty good defensive minor god with the spider layers and automatons. Kronos is now going for Termos and for Cherry Ballista, but in this case, Gaia has gone for the automatons and her own Termos as well. Big round of heroic Termos there to help counter out the automatons, which does make sense.
Burek.
They do have ×8 multiplier versus myth units. Thomas do have a little bit of health for Gen. I'll take multiple hits. And of course, to stop order command, they will start beating each other in the heads with hammers. That'll be a good thing. Round Termos here to counter the Termos. Marmello is being researched by Gaia as well. And more automatons. There you go. You can see they're beating each other in the head with hammers. Termos pushing forward, but Red has a good focus fire there and good first strike. Does get a nice little pick there and falling back. Of course, it's unheroic, unupgraded Terma. It has taken a bit of damage here. Don't think Gray has gone for... Nope, no medium Termas either. Now we do have the Volcanic Force there, giving plus 20% pierce armor to human soldiers and plus 20% to the automatons. Automatons will go from what? 55 at 20%. So plus, at least plus 10, plus, let's see, plus 10% additional pierce armor, or no, 20%, yeah, it would be plus 10 plus the extra 5%, so plus 11%, so up to 66 pierce armor if my math is incorrect. And we may check over here first, as his we completed first. 64, so it's a little bit higher. Oh yeah, 55 to 64, so add 9% there. My math was just a little bit off. You also now have the perception ability, increasing your oracles and hero oracles line of sight. Also gives a little bit extra favor production when they're at full capacity, which is quite nice. There's actually a lot of minor gods that improve favor production for the Lanteans. You got Leto. Then you also got Hyperion for the Sons of Suns, as well as Rhea's, which just give them general increase as well. In which, yeah, Kronos, both Kronos and Gaia get one of each. Hyperion can get Rhea and Rhea or Hyperion, and Gaia can get. Let's see, it was one of them, right? I think it was Hyperion? I can't remember exactly. My apologies. More heroic Termos being summoned. But if you look over, let's see, it was Ray who got the Rhea's, or not Rhea's, the whatever research that was. Ray's starting to fall back there. You see by this Oracle right there, we're now providing 7 favor as opposed to this one who's providing 6 favor. So you can see a little bit extra favor production there from Gray's thanks to that upgrade. And let's see, I wonder if I highlight up here. You can see here, number of favorite generators. Nope, I can't see the per second. But effectively, 4 times plus 7 versus 4 times 6 favor production. Not too bad. Or 0.06, 0.07. Close enough. Looks like Kronos Iron for Rhea. Give access to the Behemoth and to a lot of good upgrades there. You got Rhea's Gift. Let's see, I'm pretty sure Yep, can go for Ray as well, which can give you extra Orichalcum, give him hack armor, which is very nice, complement the Pierce arm you get from the previous age. Refund them the favor. Fanatic nails fanatics early. Oh no, let's just give you Ray a refund with the myth units. I think it was the other. I always forget. All these differences I cannot remember anymore. Oh, it's there to give actually more favor production. Either way, Orichalcum Mail is a pretty good upgrade though. Increased melee armor and hack and pierce armor through 2 god mythological upgrades. It is always quite nice. Durable stuff lasts longer. And that site's gone for any sort of spiderless. I'm sort of surprised about that. And once the spider layers get planted, there's no way to clean up. Other than having it consumed. Sometimes still take a bit of damage there. Both players lost one. Yep, cannot reclaim that one while you can reclaim your own. Just had to double check that. Red's Thompson's push forward got a number of heroic terminals, but looks like overall Red just has a significantly larger backline force. Both sides Chariot Ballistas was overall a bad choice. They're counter melee infantry, in which neither side's gone for large enough war numbers to warrant it. These guys are classified as range and siege. So the relic that reduces population cost of siege weapons could be very nice for this guy. It's going from 4 to 3. Very nice there. You can see there, Red's going to recover his automatons as well as heal them on up. Very, very nice. I was trying to click on the carcass there, but no longer a carcass there. The other ones, of course, are grays, which cannot be recovered by Red. Can you recover your allies' automatons? That'll be a campaign level threat. Looks like Gray has oversaturated onto this gold deposit. Both players have queued up Rhea. And this not so mirror matchup. They're going for somewhat of a mirror matchup. And looks like Gaia's going for 5 more automatons. Kronos has a pretty big stockpile of favor. As far as this time, of the number of heroes in Mythion's field, the spider is actually not a useful idea. You have now a forward watchtower, and there's 6 out of 8 here, or 6 out of 30. Which means there's actually another one on the map. Oh, there it is. Spider summoned by Gray, right here. I think they may have been destroyed. Looks like none of them actually got planted. Red's automatons still in good numbers, and if Gray falls back, Red will just recover those automatons well. An unrelenting march. Of course, if Red loses the fight, there goes all the automatons. Automatons are not super well statted. They offer a decent amount of health. They don't offer too high damage for a myth unit, but they are cheap. 90 gold, 6 favor. Red's eggs are there. Red will not be able to recover those automatons, but at least we're able to clear up these guys. Kronos in gold edition got a reduced cost on automatons, right? Or was that removed in favor of just double spawns? Yeah, I think that was actually removed in favor of double spawned myth units. Or unless if I highlight it right here. Yep, looks like it's that aspect was removed. Interesting way to balance that out. Which, if it was overpowered beforehand, that's probably a good way to balance it out. And it's definitely an interesting way. Orichalcum Male and Heavy Infantry now being researched. Both players aged up to Rhea. Of course, with Freya's gift, this Orichalcum's 25 favor can be refunded, which is very nice, honestly. Allows you to keep your Automatons going. Red's Automatons are now pushed forward. Got good enough Terminus here and your Ballista.
UG.
Gray went for Argus Archers, which is probably a bad idea. Does go ahead and, okay, that Behemoth is a double agent. Gray's citizens taking some damage there. Don't know if, looks like some of Red's Automatons went down over here. While I take time to recover them before I push on forward. We do now have a forward palace supported by Red as well. And Gray's going for a large number of heroic destroyers. Definitely a higher heroic army does make sense versus these automatons. Heroic destroyers do offer at times 11 versus myth units. That's actually pretty good. Additionally, they have high range armor, so they can withstand thermal shots. Destroyers, more automatons being fought by Gaia. Very, very nice. I love seeing mass automatons. It's weird. It's one of those things like their design's obvious, but people don't go for them. Probably because it can be relatively easy to counter. But right now, Grey just having trouble countering them. Heroic Cherry Ballista here has times 8 multiplier versus myth units. Termos have times 8 as well, so the heroic destroyers looks like an interesting way to fight against myth units. Deconstructs the palace there, so the citizens are not getting murderlated by the palace. And now they're going to shank the opposing citizens. They're going to do their part. Going to shake the town center. Red's going to try to build it. Let's see. Looks like Gray is going to win this fight. Red's now trying to go another palace here. And now I got Red's terminals now trying to gauge all these citizens. My apologies, hit my microphone. Somebody's automaton went down. Not sure whose though. Red's army over here is not responding. Got some heroic destroyers here. We got these little watchtowers in this region to keep watch. Oh, they are guard towers now. And they can, the only thing left looks like is the carrier pigeons. Heavy infantry now being researched by Gray. Gold mine, more automatons, behemoths. Let's see, looks like we do have bronze melee and bronze hack armor.
Bure.
Comparison, you can see there's Contineris here, who has currently 24 hack armor, while the counter to them has 55%, so it does take a lot less damage in melee.
Burek.
Oh, looks like wolves are eating these villagers. Some exotic doggos. The Red's going to now make his advance over here. Does not have any siege weapons. And Gray looks like will not be able to do much to respond. Got heroic destroyers coming around. There, of course, are siege weapons. Those citizens went down, and looks like Red's going to lose more citizens there. Right now they have even villager counts, but that soon will change.
Yuji.
Red's piles getting some good damage over there. And looks like this town sort of will be destroyed. Citizens doing their part, trying to shank some of these destroyers.
Burek.
They are not classified as siege. And Kronos is aging up to Helios, give access to Centurions and Mirror Towers. I see his forces being cleaned on up, and I don't know why. Guy's Lush always causes frame rate issues for me. Not sure why, but it does. It looks like this sounds like it's seeing quite a bit of damage. Looks like getting out damage per the repairs. Those loose towns that are there. The goats are fully fattened here. And now the towns that are will need to be rebuilt. Forces now advance way forward. And over here we do have now Hecate being researched by Gaia. A very nice god. Give you very powerful ranged melee myth units. The Lampades, but can also be upgraded with a second instant kill effect. First one just causes chaos, which is effectively an instant kill, a little bit worse some aspects. And then the next one, if you can upgrade it, allows her to polymorph units permanently into chickens. Kronos now has access to the Vortex God power, which is very powerful, able to quickly drop his army on the other side of the map. I don't know if that's available on my stream, but I do have, in my other Cup Heroes 1 replay videos, there is a Gmail address. You can email them to me, or you can just simply upload them to Games Replay as well, and maybe just put a note, message over there. You can upload them also to Games Replay, and then send me email. That also works as well. A couple of these Cherry Blossom do go down. Turns with score, got some Hecate Gigantus. Those knock around that unit there. Those get ripped apart after becoming a traitor by all the heroic Argus archers. Heroic Argus archers are probably a good idea for all of these automatons. Don't hear too many automatons dying just yet. I think a guy pulled off the production of them. No, she's still building them. They want to keep a reserve of automatons in case she believes she's going to win the fight. Gaia does have a number of destroyers here to destroy the palaces. And now both guys age on up, and here comes Tartan Gate. That's a not great spot. Tartan Gate should be from the back line, not the front line, because these Tartan Spawn are also hostile to her. You want to put this in the back line. Because if she would have pulled it back there, it will cause havoc versus Gray, and Long could also seize the front as well. So poor placement there by the Tartan Gate. But we do have a behemoth there that she does need to push forward and take out to save the Tartan Gate. Speaking of which, I probably should add a link to the live streams for where to upload replays. I could say, just check description. I think I've been forgetting to do that. My apologies. We now have Mythic Rejuvenation, Asper Blood, which gives you the Polymorph ability. Channels, which is usually a Age 1 upgrade, isn't it? And we got the Clarity. Myth units get increased attack speed. And speed. Making them attack 25% faster, which is actually quite significant. It makes your myth units much better. And I'm a big fan of Lampedes, and I'm a big fan of most ranged myth units. It actually greatly helped them out with attack speed. Of course, it doesn't improve their capability of using the other abilities, but they do have good damage. 24 range damage and 20 divine damage, but slow attack speed. So they're good versus everything, including structures with that 20 divine damage. And Gray has resigned. As Angrade saying, thank you for watching, and on to next replay. Let's see, that was the last replay in store. Let's find one more regular replay, live game, and see how well, if I can't find any. Let's see, do I see any names here that would suggest be good? Now thinking about it, my voice is starting to go out a little bit, so maybe best if I just stop casting right now. Because if I push my voice too hard, it of course can be not great. So you know what? I shall end the stream now. So everyone, thank you for watching, have a good evening, and get some good rest. Enjoy.